What do you know about Moonshot?
Well, Lorna, I knew nothing about it until the weekend, really. And I don't think anybody else did either. It came from a bolt from the blue. It's a Chinese startup, and it's got a new AI platform called Kimi K3, which apparently is almost as good as, well, it's pretty much identical to the main programs that both Anthropic and OpenAI produce. I think they've got a slightly updated version now, and it might be just lagging behind those ones. But clearly it is right up there in terms of the technology and what it can do.
And a surprise at that, goodness. When does it come out, and how and where will people access it?
There have been some early releases of it, so it has been looked at and it's been assessed on that basis. But I think the full release is about a week from now, and then it'll be subjected to full testing. It's different to the American ones in that it's what's known as open source. So pretty much anybody can access it and then use the AI to develop their own sort of structure in how they use it. Whereas the American models are it's a corporate model where they'll sell you the access to their.
And it's very expensive. I mean, that's how these companies are making their money.
Yeah.
Could this emergence of Moonshot, which has come out of nowhere, trigger some sort of price war between access to AI?
Well, this is the big problem, and that's exactly what everybody is fearing at the moment, because the American firms have been throwing trillions of dollars at developing artificial intelligence, and not just the artificial intelligence models and the platforms themselves, but also the chips that go into them, the data centers. I mean, there's vast amounts of money that's being thrown at here. There's been concerns for quite some time about whether or not the Magnificent Seven, or it's really about Magnificent 10, I guess, whether these companies can actually recoup the money that they've spent on the development of all this. And the only way they could do that is if they really acted as a cartel almost, a block, where they could charge enormous amounts of money for corporations and governments to use their artificial intelligence. If you've now got another player in the field that is actually producing extra, that's a more supply of the same product, then the prices have to come down. If you've got players in the field that are producing pretty much what you can produce, but at 40% of the cost, that is a big problem.
And it's a problem for the future as well, isn't it? Because these companies, I mean, we've talked before about the tech bubble and might it not burst, but these companies need future investment to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, investors are going to be reluctant to dip into their pockets if they can see the bubble starting to burst.
Well, that's right. I mean, the sky-high valuations from these big tech companies, which have really driven our superannuation returns for the past few years, really, these valuations have all been predicated on the idea that these companies will be able to charge enormous amounts of money and make big profits into the future. If you've got somebody then undercutting that whole business model, then that could shake the foundations of the boom that we've seen and probably result in some kind of a pullback, correction, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Is it having an effect, or will it have an effect on the global markets?
Well, yeah. And look, if you look at the way markets have performed in the past 4 years, really since the pandemic, what happened is we had a recovery in technology stocks, which drove the early, Wall Street really dominated there, and American technology companies, the recovery in them really drove global stock markets and, our superannuation returns. And then for the past 2 years, those very same companies have been involved in this race for domination of artificial intelligence, and that is really, investors have just gone crazy for these kind of stocks. And not just on Wall Street either. I mean, if you look at the South Korean market, for instance, in Seoul, the Kospi index, the market there has trebled in the past 12 months. Trebled. Not gone up 30%. It's come off 30% in the past few weeks because of these concerns about overvaluation. But it's just been an extraordinary run. But the concerns are that it's been overvalued.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Ian Verrender, thank you very much. And if you want to understand more about Moonshot, what it means for the AI race, the ABC News website is where you'll find it. Ian's written an article there. All will be explained, and you too can become an expert on Moonshot.